Every missed call is lost money. What if an AI receptionist could answer your business phone and close deals for you? It's not magic. It's an AI agent, a smart digital assistant you can set up with zero coding. A normal chatbot is like an assistant who writes a letter, but leaves it on your desk for you to mail.
An AI agenter.
But an AI agent doesn't stop there. It actually logs into your email, attaches the invoice, and hits send for you. It uses an LLM, which is just a supercharged computer brain, to understand your high-level goal and make decisions. It creates a smart plan, uses digital tools, and executes the task step by step until the job is fully done. For example, you can build a voice assistant that answers customer phone calls and schedules appointments on your calendar autonomously.
Or an invoicing agent that automatically checks who owes you money, drafts a polite reminder email, and sends it out. You don't need any complex code. Pick just one boring, repetitive task today.
With Sure.
And let an AI agent handle it.
79%. 79% of companies have already adopted AI agents in some form, which is frankly kind of staggering.
It really is. It's a huge number.
Right. And it means the era of, just typing a clever prompt into ChatGPT and feeling like you're some kind of tech wizard, that is officially over. So welcome to the Deep Dive.
Glad to be here.
Today, we are looking at how you, and you listening right now, without writing a single line of code, can actually build these autonomous AI agents and, more importantly, turn them into a serious revenue stream.
Yeah, and it's a massive pivot, honestly, for the entire software industry.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because it feels like a big shift.
Oh, it's fundamental. We are moving from a world of information retrieval where you just ask a machine a question and it spits out text to a world of autonomous action.
Right.
We're basically crossing the bridge from software that just talks to software that actually does things on its own. It's fundamentally changing how businesses operate from the ground up.
And that distinction between talking and doing, that's where I think a lot of people are getting tripped up right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I hear, AI assistant and AI agent thrown around like they mean the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But practically speaking, they're completely different paradigms, right?
Not at all the same, no.
Yeah.
And we look at the typical AI assistant, it's essentially a very capable but very junior employee.
Okay.
One who needs constant supervision. So let's say you ask this assistant to create a PowerPoint presentation for a client meeting.
Right.
It executes that perfectly, but then it just stops. It waits.
It doesn't know what to do next.
Exactly. You then have to explicitly ask it to email the presentation to the team. It does that, and then, again, it stops. You have to prompt it to schedule the meeting on the calendar. It relies entirely on your step-by-step instructions.
So it's completely reactive. I was thinking about this, and it's kind of like using a microwave. Yeah, like you have to punch in the exact time and power level for defrosting, wait for the beep, and then you have to come back and punch in entirely new settings to actually cook the food. You are managing every single step.
That is a great way to put it.
But an AI agent, on the other hand, is more like hiring a personal chef. You just walk into the kitchen and say, hey, I'm hungry for dinner.
Right, and the chef just handles it.
Exactly. The chef figures out the recipe, gathers the ingredients, cooks it, plates it, and cleans up. With an AI agent, you just define that primary goal, like prepare for tomorrow's client meeting, and it takes over the execution.
Yeah, that is a perfect analogy.
Yeah.
Because the agent autonomously figures out the required sequence of steps.
Mm-hmm.
It realizes, okay, I need to make the presentation, then I need to pull the attendee list, draft the emails, check everyone's calendar availability.
Schedule the invite.
Exactly, and set a reminder. It initiates actions, it uses tools, and it makes decisions to reach that final goal completely in the background, without you intervening at all.
So if the goal for you, the listener, is to build your own digital personal chef, what are the actual ingredients? Because the really bold promise in our source material here is that you do not need a computer science degree to pull this off.
You really don't. And there's a great analogy from the sources that compares building an agent to brewing a cup of chai.
Okay, I drink a lot of tea, so I'm with you.
Well, then you know that to make tea, you absolutely need water, tea leaves, milk, and sugar.
Right. The essentials.
Building an AI agent requires a similar, very specific set of components that work together to create the final product.
Walk me through the recipe then. How do these components map out?
So first you need the goal.
Okay.
This is the boiling water that gets everything moving. What is this agent fundamentally supposed to achieve? Are we doing customer support, lead generation, booking appointments?
Got it. Water is the goal.
Second, you need the LLM, the large language model like Gemini or OpenAI. These are your tea leaves.
Right, the brain.
Exactly, the brain. They provide the core intelligence, the flavor, the ability to process human language and make logical leaps.
Makes sense.
Third, you need memory. This is the milk that binds it all together.
Memory. Because otherwise it forgets what you just said.
Right. If the agent is executing a multi-step task or having a long conversation, it has to remember what happened 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And finally, you have your tools. These are the sugar. They give the agent that final actionable kick.
So tools are like what? External apps?
Exactly. Gmail, Google Calendar, CRM. Things that allow the agent to reach out and actually manipulate things in the real world.
Goal, LLM, memory, tools. The water, the leaves, the milk, the sugar. But I know there's one more piece to this puzzle for a business setting, and it usually comes with a pretty intimidating acronym.
Oh, yes. RO.
Right. RG. Retrieval Augmented Generation. I mean, honestly, if you walk up to a local bakery owner and say Retrieval Augmented Generation, you're going to lose them instantly.
Oh, completely. It's a terrible acronym.
So what does that actually mean in plain English?
It's just a terrible name for a very simple, essential concept. So think of your LLM, the brain of the agent, as a highly educated consultant.
Okay.
This consultant knows a vast amount of general information about the world, but they know absolutely nothing about your specific company.
Right. They don't know your refund policy or your inventory or employee benefits.
Precisely. So if a customer asks the agent a specific question about, say, an out-of-stock item, a general LLM might just hallucinate an answer.
Because it's trying to be helpful, but it's just guessing.
Exactly. It lacks your real-time data. So RAG fixes this. It is simply the process of handing that highly educated consultant a folder containing your company's specific documents.
Like PDFs, website links.
Yeah, policy manuals, whatever.
Yeah.
And you instruct the agent, when you answer questions, look in this folder first.
So RAG is essentially just fencing the AI in with your own company documents. You're giving it the employee handbook, so it literally can't guess outside of that specific context.
Exactly. It grounds the agent's intelligence in your specific business reality. You're turning a generalist into an expert on your unique operations.
Okay, with the ingredients laid out, I really want to get into the actual builds.
Let's do it.
Because we have 4 very different examples of agents built using no-code platforms from the source material. And the mechanics of how they work without traditional programming are just fascinating.
They really are.
Let's start with the voice agent built for a company called Policy Bazaar using a platform called ElevenLabs.
Voice agents are often where people see the most immediate magic, I think. In this case, they built a customer support agent named Priya.
Right.
And the setup on ElevenLabs is surprisingly visual. It's super straightforward. You aren't writing code to synthesize voice. You are essentially just filling out a very detailed character profile.
Yeah, you give it a prompt that defines the goal. You just type in, you are a professional AI voice agent for Policy Bazaar. Answer insurance queries without making false promises.
That's the goal.
And then for the RA component, the specific knowledge base, they literally just pasted in the URL of the Policy Bazaar website.
And that is all it takes. The platform scrapes the site and builds the knowledge base. But what's crucial here is how the platform handles the conversation flow itself.
How so?
Well, when a user asks about health insurance, the agent doesn't just read a static list of policies like a phone menu. Because it has memory and an LLM brain, it actively guides the consultation.
Oh, right.
It asks things like, are you looking for yourself or your parents? Do you have any pre-existing conditions?
And it's not a clunky, walkie-talkie experience where you have to wait for the robot to finish speaking before you can say anything.
Well, not at all.
If you interrupt Priya to clarify a pre-existing condition, the system handles the latency and the interruption dynamically, just like a normal human conversation.
It completely changes the friction of customer acquisition. And again, all set up with just clear instructions and a web link. It's wild. But while voice agents are very front-facing and, flashy, the back-end automation is where I think businesses see massive, tangible efficiency gains.
Oh, 100%.
Which brings us to the second build. the business support agent created with Zapier.
Yes. Zapier is huge for this.
And this specific one handles overdue accounts, which is universally one of the most tedious tasks for any business owner.
Truly the worst.
Walking through the mechanics of this, Zapier operates on a visual trigger and action system, right? So instead of writing Python scripts to connect databases, you are literally just building a flowchart on your screen.
Exactly. The setup starts with a trigger. So you tell Zapier, every day at 2:0 p.m., wake up this agent.
Okay.
The agent's first tool is a Google Sheet containing customer invoices. You visually map the agent to look at a specific column, let's say the status column.
Right.
And the logic you said is just super simple. Scan for the word unpaid or overdue. Okay, so the agent wakes up at 2 p.m., hits a row for a customer named, say, Pale Agarwal, sees unpaid, and then it moves to the next block in the flowchart.
Yep. It seamlessly transitions to its second tool, which is Gmail. And this is where the LLM integration really shines.
Because it's not just a generic form letter.
Right. In the workflow, you don't write a rigid email template. You insert a prompt step where the LLM is instructed to draft a polite, customized reminder. It pulls Pale's first name, her specific invoice number, the amount due, and the payment link directly from that Google Sheet row. And then it generates a natural-sounding email.
And then it actually sends the email. But it doesn't stop there, right? Because to make it a true agent, the final step in the flowchart has it use its tools to go back into the original Google Sheet.
Exactly. It updates a different column to log that the reminder was sent on that specific date.
Closing the loop.
Closing the loop autonomously. This replaces an entire afternoon of busy work for a junior accountant.
Seriously, scanning rows, copying emails, pasting links.
Writing polite follow-ups, logging the action, it runs invisibly every single day without a human ever clicking a single button.
It's incredible. And as Zapier is for those linear kind of step-by-step tasks, the third platform we need to talk about, AnyNen, allows for much more complex creative workflows.
Yes, AnyNen is fascinating.
The source material showed an example of building a startup branding agent for an educational company.
Right. So AnyNen uses what's called a node-based architecture.
Nodes, okay.
Imagine a digital whiteboard where you drop different boxes or nodes and you connect them with lines. Each node performs a specific function.
Like a literal assembly line.
Exactly. In the startup branding example, the first node might be a simple form where you input a basic idea, like an education startup for IIT JG exams.
Got it. Then that input travels down the line to a second node, which is an LLM instructed to act as a branding expert, right?
Yes. And it takes that exam prep idea and generates a name, like Topper Approach.
And then that output automatically travels to a third node,
which generates a tagline, something like, notes by the top 1% for the next 1%.
Wow.
And you can just keep daisy chaining these nodes to draft an investor pitch, create social media copy, whatever you need.
You are essentially building an assembly line for cognitive work.
That's exactly what it is. The output of one specialized task just becomes the input for the next.
It's brilliant. And the final platform, LangFlow, really doubles down on that visual building style.
Yeah.
Specifically for creating robust customer support agents.
LangFlow is really powerful for document retrieval.
Right. They built an agent for a dummy e-commerce company called ShopCart. And this really showcased how powerful the RAG concept can be when you need the agent to process dense multi-page documents rather than just pointing it at a simple website URL.
Yeah, LangFlow excels at that deep parsing. When you upload a 50-page PDF of warranty policies and product specs into a LangFlow workflow, you aren't just dumping a file and hoping the AI can read it.
Right, because that usually fails.
Yeah. It does. Instead, you are visually configuring how the system breaks that file down. The platform slices the document into manageable chunks, what we call embeddings.
Embeddings, okay.
So the LLM can search through those chunks instantly without getting overwhelmed by a 50-page wall of text.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So when a customer asks a highly specific question about, say, a 30-day money-back guarantee for a particular mechanical keyboard,
Right.
the agent isn't trying to read the whole 50-page PDF on the spot. It searches its memory for that specific chunk of information and synthesizes a perfect, accurate response in real time.
Exactly. And the visual interface allows you to dictate exactly how the agent retrieves and reasons with that data entirely without code.
So the barrier to entry across all four of these platforms, ElevenLabs, Zapier, and LangFlow, it really isn't technical skill anymore.
Not at all. It is purely logical thinking.
Yeah.
It's just knowing how to define a goal, select the right tools, and provide the correct context.
Which perfectly brings us to the other side of this equation, Building these automated workflows is a fantastic skill, obviously. But if you're listening to this and want to turn this into a business, how do we actually price and sell these agents to local businesses without totally confusing them with the technology?
Well, there is a foundational rule when it comes to selling AI services, and it really cannot be overstated. You never sell the technology.
Never sell the tech.
Never. If you walk into a dental clinic and tell the owner that you've built a highly optimized LangFlow agent integrated with an OpenAI API and a vector database,
They're going to ask you to leave.
immediately, their eyes will glaze over. They do not care about your tech stack.
Because they are buying a solution to a problem, not software.
Exactly. You have
Yeah.
to frame the pitch entirely around their pain points. You tell them, look, I can provide you with a 24/7 front desk assistant that never sleeps, never takes a sick day, answers every patient query instantly, and books appointments directly onto your calendar.
Which saves them the cost and headache of hiring night shift staff or managing an answering service.
Exactly. You're selling efficiency, cost savings, and peace of mind.
You sell the hole in the wall, not the drill.
Precisely.
Let's look at how you'd actually structure the pricing for this, because the monetization models laid out in the research are really versatile. The first one is template sales, which seems incredibly scalable for someone just starting out.
Template sales are perfect for productizing your knowledge.
Okay, how so?
Let's say you spend a few days building a highly effective lead generation agent designed specifically for real estate agents to qualify buyers. Instead of building a custom agent from scratch for every single client, you package that workflow as a template.
Right, so you build the architecture once, and then you sell that exact same template to a realtor in New York, a broker in Texas, and an agency in Florida for a flat fee of, I don't know, say $999.
Yep. You just swap out their specific A documents, their property listings and contact info, and the system works identically for all of them.
The margins on that are fantastic.
It is highly efficient. But, not every business wants to drop $1,000 up front.
Correct.
That is where the pay-per-use or SaaS software as a service model comes in.
This one makes a lot of sense for recurring revenue. You charge the client based on the agent's actual output.
Right.
So if you build an agent that generates comprehensive 10-page market research reports, you don't charge for the agent itself. You charge $50 for every report it produces.
Or you charge a monthly subscription fee for access to a specialized resume building tool, things like that.
It really lowers the barrier to entry for the client because they are only paying for measurable results.
Exactly.
But out of all the pricing strategies, I have to say my absolute favorite is the grassroots approach. What I kind of think of is the free trial hustle.
Oh, it's so good.
It relies heavily on human psychology.
Yeah.
And it is just brilliant in its simplicity.
It really is. The strategy is straightforward. You identify a local business with a clear bottleneck, like a busy restaurant whose phone is always ringing with people asking for directions or booking tables.
Right.
You reach out and you don't ask for a dime. You just say, hey, let me plug this customer support agent into your website and your phone line for 2 weeks, completely free. Just let it run.
And you know exactly what happens after 2 weeks. The restaurant owner gets addicted to the silence.
Yes.
They realize they haven't had to stop serving tables to answer a mundane question about their opening hours or, like, dietary restrictions in 14 days.
They've completely built a habit around this newfound efficiency.
By giving it away temporarily, you eliminate all the risk for the business owner.
You prove the return on investment before you ever even ask for the sale. Once they see the undeniable practical value happening in their own operations, removing the agent becomes way more painful than just paying to keep it.
That's the real trick. The knowledge of how to connect these tools is your ultimate leverage now. The barrier to entry for building highly capable automated software solutions has essentially just evaporated. I mean, 10 years ago, you needed a team of software engineers and a massive corporate budget to do what one person can now do in an afternoon from their living room.
Which means the economic advantage shifts to the adapters.
What do you mean?
Well, the value no longer lies in possessing the technology because the technology is accessible to everyone now. The true value lies in execution.
Right.
It lies in your ability to look at a business, identify the friction points, and use these visual no-code platforms to build a bridge over that friction.
You really don't need to code. You just need to know how to think logically about a problem. You literally have the power to create digital teammates out of thin air.
It's an amazing time.
We started this deep dive talking about how 79% of companies are already adopting these agents. We talked about moving from a reactive microwave to a proactive personal chef. We're watching a profound shift in how humans interact with machines.
We are moving from managing software to managing digital workers.
And that is exactly what I want to leave you, our listener, to think about as we wrap up today. We just walked through how anyone can build an autonomous agent to handle routine emails, follow-ups, data entry, and customer support with just a few clicks and a bit of logic. So if that is our reality right now, what happens to the value of human busy work in the next 5 years?
It's a big question.
If a digital worker can do the repetitive tasks flawlessly, invisibly, and for a fraction of the cost, will the future belong solely to those who know how to manage and command these armies of autonomous agents? It is definitely something to mull over.
To learn
To learn how to build and sell these agents, hit subscribe to AI Made Easy. Let's keep building.